I hear what you're saying, Mike, and I'm not mad at you. You're not all the way bad. I remember when Logan Paul said it's manly if you like go on camera on YouTube wearing a dress or on TV or a movie, and you were like, nah, bro, that's not manly. So I like that. But what Pearl's trying to say is, Mike Malek, I know I don't want to damage your bottom line. You got a lot of money you've made, but what would you define as a whore in society? Because the word exists, so you can't say nothing. Give us, what is a whore through the liberal lens of...
First of all, I'm very far from liberal, bro. I'm not far right. I like to consider myself.
Well, what's a whore? What's a whore? What's a whore, Mike?
Honestly, I don't.
This is where you start drowning. This is where you're gonna drown, Mike.
No, it's not. It's not something that I think about on a daily basis. I mean, it's like I think it's a fluid term. I mean, what's a whore to you? Some people would consider a whore any woman who has sex before marriage. Some people would consider a whore somebody that has sex with more than 3 people before they're the age of 26.
I'll give you.
I mean,
I'll give you numbers.
Some people would consider a whore someone that is out on Fifth Avenue selling their body for money.
Mike, don't be the liberal press. I'm asking you. I'm asking what to Mike Malek. To Mike Malek, what is a whore? Not some people.
So my simple answer would be, I don't care. And this is what I thought.
And you wouldn't answer. That's you. That's Logan. That's Hollywood. That's you. That's Logan. That's Hollywood. And you guys get people like Aiden canceled. You take from my money. You guys take from me and Aiden's money because you won't answer and make us look crazy. Answer it.
I'll answer any question you want. But Sneeko, I talked to you at UFC, and I told you, the reason why I don't talk about a lot of the topics is because I really, like, I'm being completely honest with you. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about the definition of a whore. I don't want to sit here and talk about
you have a podcast with a
You give a fuck when Pearl says it. You give a fuck when she says it. You give a fuck when the whore says it. I mean, Pearl.
Hey,
what?
I heard. I'm sorry.
I do have a podcast. I like to talk about the idea that there's life outside the solar system. I like to talk about different. I like to talk about YouTube boxing and who the best boxers are. I like to talk about business. I like to talk about food. I don't really like to talk about the definition of a whore and what a whore's deal is in this society, women versus men. I just don't. That doesn't interest me. It's not something that I'm curious about.
No. Hold on. Sneeko, stop. Sneeko, you're not good at this. You're not good at this.
Sneeko,
let me make one point.
You made too many points, Mo.
I'll give you an Andrew Tate sticker if you just give me 5 seconds.
Okay.
Now look at this, Mike. My problem is that fence sitting is fine. Make your money, boo boo. But you care when we, who actually speak our mind, when we say it, you care, you slander us, or you disavow us, you take away from our money, and we're supposed to just take it. Right. We want your answer of what is a whore.
I disagree. I made a statement in response to an absolute statement made by someone. All strippers are whores.
I think I just said strippers. I don't think I said all. I think I said strippers.
Regardless, when I see one thing I've learned in the podcast space, or when having conversations with other people, absolute statements, you should generally avoid them unless they're completely and utterly factual.
Joe Biden is a senile retard. That's an absolute.
I think that anyone that sells their body for money is a whore.
And I don't know if I disagree with that statement in sentiment.
Mike,
I really don't know if I disagree with that. I guess I would agree with it. I don't know.
He's drowning, bro. Mike, you're drowning. Mike, let me save you. Mike, you know why you're being a phony? Because you don't care if your friend does it, but if it's your daughter, you care. If it's your daughter, you care.
Well, Mike, can I tell you like what I think?
I don't have a daughter.
And explore the hypothetical, you dumb liberal LA retard. If you had a daughter, you wouldn't let her do porn, but your friends you let them do because you don't care about your friends. You just fuck.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure. Can I answer like how you just did?
Who the fuck do you think you're talking to, bro? Are you fucking serious?
Are we going to Connecticut?
No. It's not a tough combo. I just don't know who the fuck you think you're talking. Like, at what point do you think you can speak to me? At what point do you think you can speak to me at all? But let alone in the way that you're speaking to me, bro.
I'm so afraid.
It's not about being afraid, dude. You just sound like an idiot. Like, I'll speak to Sneeko and
okay, here's my answer. Can I answer? Here's my answer, Mike.
Bro, you sound like a moron.
Michael,
you sound like a fucking hyped up, psychopath, coked out, low IQ individual. That's what you sound like.
Crazy.
You sound like a moron. I assure you, if you took an IQ test, you would not score above an 80. I would put any amount of money on that. Aiden, get me a deal on Kick. Get me a deal on State. I guarantee you, take the money on this one. His IQ is below 80. Guaranteed. Sneeko would double his IQ. Sneeko would double his IQ.
Let him go. Aiden, let him go. Aiden, don't talk. We're going peak viewers. Hey, Mike, I grant you that. I believe that my IQ is 80. That means you got baited by 80 IQ. What does that make you?
An entertainer, brother. Are you not entertained?
You'd have to be sub 80.
Mike, to be fair, he's on coke.
I do a lot of blow, Mike. I'm sorry. I want to do a podcast. Impulsive in the chat for Zherka. Zherka on Impulsive this week. Let's go.
You should.
Anyways, in sentiment, your statement was right. I'm trying to revisit the response that I made to that statement, which was, because I don't think I said that your statement was wrong. I think my response was simply that you're doing the same thing on Twitter for likes, which is what I said. So I don't think I disagreed in sentiment to what you said. Because yes, if you are stripping or you are fucking for money, then yes, you technically by definition are a whore.
Let's go, Mike.
I think we can all agree with that definition.
And you think it's equal tweeting?
Sorry.
You think it's
no,
equal?
No.
Come on.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. What I said was a tongue-in-cheek, written response.